it's something that we need to fight for because it embodies the inherent equality of all human beings. So, following the death of George Floyd, or rather the murder of George Floyd and then later of Breonna Taylor, in these instances I've felt personally that AUP has really struggled to get the point. A few emails from the staff with the statement that we support Black Lives Matter, while at the same time sending us emails kind of trying to discourage us from engaging in these manifestations. For me, it's not enough.
I haven't seen enough being done. And I feel like AUP doesn't want to get into that because, again, maybe they think it's too political for them. It's literally arguing for something that is right. It's literally human rights. It's the school's responsibility to keep the students aware of what is going on and keep them, educated about the subject.
I think it's important to point out that AUP has maybe been a bit confused about their own diversity.
One of our first priorities is to get a training to be able to be advocates of inclusivity, of diversity, and also be a good support for the community.
I think there's been acknowledgement in our town halls and in our meetings that people feel overlooked. So we're excited that there's a structure for it because, we want to raise awareness about it and have these events that bring people together and find a way to accompany people through whatever comes up.
Every time I speak, every time I open my mouth, I speak for an institution, not just for myself. That's what the role of a leader of an institution is. And I'm a reflective person and a thoughtful person. And I don't just respond in the heat of the moment. I like to take a day or so to think about my reaction to things, to think about how AUP might position itself in relation to things. There was no doubt in my mind that we were appalled at what had happened and wanted to register as a community our responses. I wanted to talk to faculty to see whether the faculty wanted also to respond. And so that's number one. Number two, I think students live in social media time. Institutions do not necessarily. We did respond within a couple of days. We responded again a few days after that. And then I wrote a long, considered, thoughtful history of how AUP has approached this issue in my next View from AUP. So I can understand that the institution may have not spoken with the speed or in the language that students prefer, but it did speak definitively and with heart. Since that happened, our first hire this summer was a person of color. And second of all, the board appointed a Black alumna to the board this summer, even within, I would say, 2 months of George Floyd's murder. What do I think we could have done better? I don't know. I thought, AUP in its characteristic way responded pretty quickly and responded with action. And you can talk a lot and you can put up a lot of messages and you can answer with some blah, blah 12 minutes after someone makes a post or writes an email. But in the end, there has to be action. In the end, you have to come through. In the end, you have to show you're making changes to your processes. And in the end, you have to intervene at every level of an institution if you're going to become an institution that is truly inclusive and an institution where every single student, faculty, and staff member feels at home.
I think that if you hold each other accountable for whatever your friend is doing, you're able to advance together and be better together.
We gotta stand up for our community, man. If we could do this, we could do more. We just gotta continue on pushing and don't give up.
No peace! No justice!